Okay. Randy, something happened.
Kuf Aleph?
Okay.
No, I thought you were just gonna
Yeah.
wait, so I put it on pause. Okay. Kuf Aleph. Okay, thank you.
Kuf Ayin Aleph. Kuf
I'm
Ayin
sorry.
Aleph.
Ayin Aleph. Yeah. Okay.
Kuf Ayin Aleph.
Okay.
All right. So the last thing we spoke about how the reader was a bunch of Mashalim, how Hadavka to the reader, the Neshama, the Matan Torah, Mitzvahs Maisi is that to capture the essence. It's what the dogma from Av Ben versus Rabbi Talmid, what the dogma from Mandy?
It's like I hear you choppy, right? Last thing I heard is Duggan from Alva Ben.
What?
I hear you like a little choppy.
Good morning. What page are you?
Oh, Danny.
Yes.
Kuf Ayin Aleph. Kuf Ayin Aleph. Kuf Ayin Aleph.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now? You hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mandy, you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. Thank you.
Okay. Page Kuf Ayin Aleph. Okay. Show Masches Atzmius. Show Masches Atzmius. בזה יובן שכשמלאך something again happened. What now?
Yeah, no, again, I didn't hear you. I don't know. Yeah. Do you hear me? First of all, I can't see you. I'm not seeing you. But besides that, what?
I don't understand why.
I think without camera it's going to be easier, regardless. But nevertheless, still we don't hear you well.
No, it's the connection is not good. It's like
you know
But maybe you sign off and sign back on.
Now it's better. Now can you see?
Yes. Now I can see you. Now I can hear you. Yeah, clear.
Okay. Show Masches page Kuf Ayin Aleph. Show Masches Ha'atzmius. בזה יובן שכשמלאכים ביקשו תורה יש לנו הקדוש ברוך הוא כלום יצור יש בכם. Remember, so here's the question at the beginning of the Maimar, really big Torah begashmis can beruchnis. They said Torah, they didn't mean the gashmis a Torah. They mean the ruchnis a Torah. They should not shak the gashmis. The ruchnis a state. There's no need for it. So, the komoi. What does beruchnis mean? The komoi. Dalet pashas the fields and dalet meich and chayd the zon and based on tivus chochm. The tzemer atidis bringes star resha kama on the key. So in other words, Malachim wanted Torah, they didn't want the Gashmis to Torah, they want some Ruchnius. So what's the answer to the question of Yitzro Yesh B'nechem? We don't need Yitzro. Achayinin no Machuva is a Klum Yitzro. Achayinin no Kanal. So according to what we just explained, what the Inyan of Matan Torah is, that answers the point. Shadad, Zeh Shatorah Mshacha Atzmi, Zeh Dach B'dvarim Gashmi. The fact that Torah is Amshacha Atzmis, like we said, all the Amshacha is the Etzem Shlomayla is Nimshach, not HaHa'ora. That is the difference between, explained before, that's the difference between, the last thing, when they get the Ovis and Matan Torah, the Chiluk Matan Torah is the Amshachas Etzem. This Indian of Dafke B'dvarim Gashmi, that's only in the Dvarim Gashmi. Shadad Mechem Shachma da Mitzvah Tefillin, ain't the Pnes HaMechem the Ishtash, Mechem Hadosh. For example, Mitzvah Tefillin Mam Shadad Meichin, that's what it says in Kabbalah. So Dad Meichin doesn't mean a Meichin, the same Meichin. Ain't a Kavana a Meichin the Ishtash, the Meichin that's already in Ishtash. So that you don't need a Mitzvah. The Meichin are there already. No, Bas Amshach Atzmis, Hadosh, Meichin Hadosh. Chein Lamed Beis Nesiv Tzchach, Moshe da Mitzvah Tzitzis, ain't a Pnes HaMed Beis Nesiv Tzchach Med Ishtashlos. So what he's saying is that this Amadreis is Chacham with the Mamshach to mitzvahs. All the Amshachas to mitzvahs is not the same Amshachah that's in Shtashel. It's all about Kim, the higher level. That definitely is Gashmis. So that type of Amshachah is only Nimshach to mitzvahs Gashmis. The Meile, Mashenk and Terek Mashil Maila ain't what look at Shtashel. The way Torah is the Milo, we just said before, that only Begashmi is the Amshachas HaEtzem. The way Torah is the Milo Torah, is the way Malachim will get it, it doesn't have. Ain't look at it. Zer Shaman Klum Yitzro Yesh B'nechem. That's what Moshe meant when he told him Yitzro Yesh B'nechem. The Miles HaTorah, when Amshachas HaEtzem is a davar Shemach B'nechem Gashmi. That this advantage that Torah has, that Mamshach HaEtzem, that's only in the level of Torah, the way it's Nimshach B'nechem Gashmi. Neshama, Neshama Beguf, he comes with a tikkun. So Neshama, Neshama Beguf, and the Shved Neshama is not Beguf. That should be the person should be Mekayim the mitzvah tikkun. It's a dark Amshach B'chinas HaEtzem. Only that is Mamshach HaEtzem. B'frat, another part, Frat sheyesh minis v'kuvin, which is the Yitzhahor. V'shum davar inu meni me'akav b'etzem k'yam mitzvah. Person overcomes the municipal, overcomes the interruption, the anybody who interference, and it's only to that is Mamshach HaEtzem. V'agdama l'matan Torah yashiv b'de Mitzrayim. That is why the agdama to Matan Torah was the Eden that took Mitzrayim before Matan Torah. Why? The Zer Sheish v'em klum the Mitzrayim eratim. Another thing, Moshe Rabbeinu asked them, to Mitzrayim eratchem, Yitzro Yesh B'nechem. What does Mitzrayim eratim mean? Because in order for the Matan Torah to happen, there had to be a Agdama of Mitzias Mitzrayim. V'dei li es klil, Amshachas HaEtzem, Mitzrayim li es HaTziruf de Mitzrayim. Tziruf means Meloshen, refinement. That what is the word? When you
clean out the sediments, right?
Right. They cook the metal and you clear the metal. Because the body itself, the way it's created, has a combination of tevara. Even the neshama, to the established the guf, it becomes more megusha. Okay, with the li is clear. In order to be a kli of Amshachas HaEtzem, it had to be the shibud of Mitzrayim, that's the Agdama. Which goes a mitzvah of the kesef of kol azov, like it said in Pasuk, that silver and gold, in order to clear it, has to be cooked, has to be, has to be, I forgot the word in English. It has to be tziruf. Only that you take away all the dredges and all the sediment, like it said. Shloima. So that's why he said it's klum Yitzro Yesh B'nechem, klum Mitzrayim eratim. The Melachim didn't have that, so that's why they cannot get the etzem. Shloima, there shibud of Mitzrayim. Now he adds another point. To the shibud of Mitzrayim, it's targum klolos ha'olam. So the entire world was elevated and cleared. שהדברים הגשם, אבל כן משותף שם תאר מצווה. That the Shibud of Mitzrayim, the Dvarim Gashim didn't have that, wouldn't have the capacity, the ability to gain eternal mitzvahs, because there was the Shibud of Mitzrayim that prepared them. It was there Shanema, Matan Torah, so that answers another famous question. Why Matan Torah it says, it says, so there's a famous question that the Kuzri asks, and Ebenezer brings from the Kuzri, Eibishter could have said, I'm the God who created the world. The creation of the world is a much bigger wonder than Yitzias Mitzrayim. So the answer is according to what we learned in the Mayim, all along the Mayim. There's all of that we explained. The creation, the actual creation happens to the Amshach of Ayin, which means this the lower level for that's one point, and also number one, Ayin is in a way that's all about Alma. It means Lovad Zeis shiur loishem ipnimius. So that's what it says on the bottom. So it's first of all, it's only Aora, which is not the essence. Is nimshach to it in a Aora. It also doesn't reach the nivoim. It's makif the nivoim. It doesn't. It's not internalized by nivoim. Aber Yitzias Mitzrayim agzeragdon latin Torah she'amshachas etzem. Because it says in time like not Torah she'amshachas etzem. Al ken lo nema shabos shemay ba'ot shazam me'ayin. Shemayim v'oretz only me'ayin, which means only roim amos and ha'or. She'en ken matan Torah. It doesn't explain Barichos, but that's the same point.
But this is only a hachana, as it says, but the same Mitzrayim. So I mean,
yeah, no.
So
The hachana is the Yitzias Mitzrayim. The hachana is the what we said before, the shibud, the transformation of the body of the world to be more and more refined. So it's a keli of the gil of Matan Torah.
Something like that, you know, saying I should. I'm saying
No.
the main thing is the Torah. So you should have said that I'm the Eibishter that gave you the Torah. Why are you going to Achana?
This is Matan Torah itself. Okay, look, look. We have to understand Pshat. The Eibishter introduces himself. Who am I? At this point, the Torah wasn't given yet. I'm giving. This is Matan Torah.
I'll be giving you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. The point is not the tense.
That's
no. I'm saying he's koching on the Yetzias Mitzrayim, which is the Achana. But when he's saying I'm giving you the Torah, you know what I'm saying?
But it says the Achana to Yetzias Mitzrayim, the Achana to Matan Torah is the Yetzias Mitzrayim, which is the Tzir for Elam. It should be a keli to the gila of the etzem. Okay, I hear your question. Fine. So, no, you know what I'm saying? It's a remez. I'm talking about the remez here. It's like it doesn't fit exactly. It's the idea. The idea is the Yetzias Mitzrayim. That's the Achana to higher gila than the B'riyah Shmai. Zeh Kosov. Then brings in another point, but Chassidus talks about Matan Torah. Zeh Mashe Kosov, but it says about Matan Torah. Just read it this Shabbos. Ponim b'fonim diba avayim mochem. I think that's Naschan, yeah. That the Eibishter spoke to us ponim b'fonim, face to face. What does it mean? He says that there's a few remorse in this passage. You are avayim mochem. Date va'avayim. The Eibishter became part of you. Shem Havaya, which is Shem Ha'etzem, became part of every Yid. Everybody in the Avodas Hashem has this four letters of Shem Havaya. A Yud or a bit Atzim from the Shalosh V'Avat Avodas Musaf. The Yud of Shem Havaya, the Beit in Avodah, that's the Bittul Atzmi. the inner, the essential bittul, the atzm is the bittul, which is above seichel, above intellect. Havaya, hey, who is blind to those of himself, the hey of the Shem Havaya, that is the Isbainanus, like we all know, hey is the Bina, the Isbainanus is like Shabbat from Selkamen. Vav Mamidas Dava Ve'ira. Vav is represent the Midas of every Eden Aveda, which is Dava Ve'ira, which is a result of the Isbainanus. Hey Achreino Adibo, the Tefillah. Hey Achreino is the Dibo, the speech of Torah, Tefillah, that's what they represent. So that is what happens through the Matan Torah. Matan Torah put the Shem Havai in everyone. Commotion is by a little bit of vush. Earlier, they brought an interesting expression which is actually unique, and it's not a common common language. The earlier in the Lashon in Domat Kofayin, in the middle of the not in the middle, like the first quarter of the Amad, but very interesting. We spoke about the difference in the Vu and in the Saga. Remember that the Saga, if we spoke about Saga, Rashbi is all the way, but Nevu is only in the lower Madrig. See, the answer was, but Nevu Gile Mahus. But Allah Shashar Dush Al-Achav, you can see that Nevu, but Ahayres Nechku, but it's Tara Machshavas Hanovi. That the Nevu means that this experience, this revelation, this vision is not something. It's not like something you know. It's like a knowledge outside Mitzias. It's Nechku when it's Nechku b'machshavas Nechku. Nechku means that they're engraved in the mind and the thought of the novel. That's what happens in the Nevu, as opposed to a saga of the office. He says similarly. He says similar to Chakika. It means the Shem Havaya became engraved in the neshama of every Yid. So okay, so that's an interesting point he's making. What?
Doesn't say nechkeku b'neshamot. It says
Doesn't say
was that? I mean, now saying the lotion is. It doesn't. It's not clear.
Similar to the concept of nechkeku. Nas Shem Havaya b'kolach dechim. It doesn't say losh nechkeku, but that's the concept. There Shama b'Yalkut, so that brings the Yalkut to what in the beginning of the Maimon.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking. I'm sorry. Maybe the thing.
Yeah.
That this is that the neshama is it was formed in the name of Shem Havaya, as he explained before. You know, saying that the formation of the fact that the neshama of every Eid is in the figure of Shem Havaya, Yud Ke, okay. So that is maybe that's when it happens.
That's similar to it's similar to Chakika. Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, good. But earlier the matter is the Yalkut that every the Eibush has spoken a single way, so every person thought he's talking to him directly. Everybody's the Eibush talks to everybody individually. That's the simple pshat in the Medrash. But it says I know shekol. So he says the Chiddush pshat shekol echad ve'echad irgish b'nafshe Shem Havai she'er b'nafshe begil. Everybody felt directly that I'm shochin Shem Havai. The important thing is Chen Achshav. Similar to this now, to learning Torah, which you know, Malala, that when we learn Torah, it's like reliving to a degree the experience of Matan Torah. Nisgala Hashem Havaya b'shebenefesh. To that there's a relation Hashem Havaya b'shebenefesh to call a Torah b'Torah, a Kadosh Baruch Hu Shari connected. The Medrash says the Kol HaKorah b'Torah, Kadosh Baruch Hu Shari connected. So when you learn Torah, the Korah b'Sheina reads and so what happens? That Matan Torah actually happens when you learn. Uksiv, not only the seal, Havaya Tzilcha. That's interesting. This is a famous teres about Shem Tov. It brings it here Latchila. Hashem Tzilcha means that Hashem is like your shadow. The truth is Tzilcha. The word Tzilcha means in Pasuk again. It's a pirush al derech haremes. Tzilcha means melashon hatzola, matzilcha. But it also means it's your shadow. What does a shadow mean? It's an interesting pshetel. What Havaya Tzilcha means that the Eibush is like your shadow. So how does it work in a shadow when you're walking in the street and there's a light shines on you, you create a shadow. The shadow is the exact form of the person, right? So he says similar when you say Havaya Tzilcha, he says Shem Havaya, since the shadow is the form of Shem Havaya, so we must say that the cause of the shadow, the body that creates the shadow, also is also in the same shape. See, if Havaya is the tzilcha, if Havaya is the shadow, so the Goyim, what caused the shadow, is also Shem Havaya. So it means the Shem Havaya Shebenefesh, that two term is Mizgal term, it's just do that. I mean, Hashem tzilcha, so the Havaya becomes your own shadow, so to speak. For shiur Shamshach, but it's atzmas in sof. So the shiur Shamshach, like you said all along the Maimah, how do we reach such a high level of that the Amshachas Etzem Gashmis, that the shiur must be in atzmas in sof, because we cannot, the whole cannot reach so low, the Gashmis. The male of Amshachazu, that answers the question, it's the beginning of the Maimah. Yes, the beginning of the Maimah, since Matan Torah, the Aseres HaDibros, a simple command, v'signet. So why do we need? Why was there such a big Rash Godel, the huge commotion and B'Keilas Sabakim? Why do we need that? So that's the answer. Matan Torah is not just the giving you the Aseres HaDibros, like the dry, a dry announcement of some rules, of some laws. We just explained, Matan Torah was a major event because it was Amshachas Ha'atzmos. The Meili says, that such Amshachas to happen, we need Keilas Sabakim, we need big sounds and lightning. Why? The Rash, what does the Rash mean? What happens if there's some Rash, there's a big, what's the English word for Rash? The big commotion, the big sound. What does it mean? When something happens that is above your capacity to understand, something happens, you say, how is that possible? So that makes a big rush. Everybody's excitement, creates major excitement. And brings out a raya. Brings a raya that rush is excitement. It's not possible. But the raya is saying, and possible, saying davening, funny, barash godel misnasim. Why barash godel? Because you realize there's a madriga which we can't understand, because the malachim realize there's a madriga they can understand that creates a rash. Rash godel misnasim l'sasofim. After they see the kodesh, and they get all overwhelmed, that creates a major rash. So rash is a result, something which you expose to a revelation which is above your intellectual capacity. And Meilei says, that's an example from the pasuk, from what we say in davening. We find Rash Godel. I don't think it says in pasuk Lashon Rash. I think it's only, I don't remember. I think it's only in davening. Okay, I'm shocha kazu shelo itzem ma'alosa. Since we talk about such a big amshach, because such amshach that can only be named Gashmi, like we said the marshal before from Avo Ben and from Isis Achaysen. It's a very high Amshach. It's Nimshach so low. He says, okay. Shaykh al Zerash Vakar. That's why it's a big Rash. There's a lot of noise. The Zaytur, Meshakos Bakim, Dvarim Shutim. That's the answer why the Karos Bakim were about Dvarim Shutim. Lesirtzach, Lesignif, even now, Nechav Alekech. It's Dvarim Shutim. So what's the big Chidash here? Says Adarab. It says because it's Dvarim Shutim. The Adarab, the Yos and Dvarim Shutim, Zeh Arosh, the Amshach Zatz. Because it's simple things. Either Eibishter to reveal some high levels. So that's not such a, in a way, that's interesting for itself. So it's a little counterintuitive. But that's the Chiddush, and that's what he's making this Maimer. The always reached them very high, Madagas Baruch Nias. It's stuck very high, but it's not Rash God. It's not something, it's not such a great wonder that above Seichel that's creating a Rash. Schenken here, when the Rebbe says Nimshach and Dvarim Gashmi, Dvarim Shutim, that is the ultimate Pele. Adra, but yes, Dvarim Shutim is a Rosh, Dvarim Shachasatzi. The Kamoi Sheklolos Ater, Mishtab Dvarim Gashmi Dafka. Just like Torah in general, like we just said, it's like Dvarim Gashmi, what Manter Bifati, and Manter specifically, but Matan Torah, what happened? Gil, this Hatsan Sof Mamesh, Nims, Dvarim Shutim Dafka. The fact that the them with Dvarim Shutim, that itself is an expression that there was a gil of atzmus. Like I said, even there'll be some inspirational, high level inspiration, that's giluim. Because Dvarim Shutim, that's an expression of atzmus stuff. Well, that's why there was chaos in opinion. That's why there was a big commotion. So now it brings another medrash. I think the medrash in the beginning of the Maimer. I got already. Let's take a look. Yeah, right in the beginning of the Maimer. So if I look back in the beginning of the Maimer, we're gonna learn it again soon. But let's. The beginning of the Maimer says, but it says, Medrash Rabba Yarim Keil Bekeil Niflois. It was the pasuk from Iev. Shkalas Hakadosh Baruch Hu Torah Era Bekeil Yisrael Pilei Ploim. That's the beginning of the Maimer. Interesting matters that what happened. Pilei Ploim Yarim Bekeil. He pondered with his sound, Pile Ploim, wonder of one. What's now after we have everything alone in this Maimer, we understand what the Medrash is saying. Pile Plois are dynamic flois. Meaning of Pile Plois, it means like it's not stamp plois, it's Pile Plois, it's a wonder within a wonder, which means it's like a dynamic flois, you're the master of the wonders. שגם מבחינת הפלא ובין האויב. What's my interest? Because oise pele. Oise fele, there's a pasuk in Tehillim, Ato kel oise fele from the Save Kalam. Tell me there's a miracle, there's something wonder, which is a miracle, that comes from Save Kalam. But I don't any flaws, or I can say social matter Save Kalam. That even not done any flaws, and oise fele is Save Kalam. I done any flaws means the master of the niflaws, which is above the niflaws, that's Atzmus. The Meile says, but Iyam Shachas. Shachar done any flaws, there comes from a higher Madrega, even higher than Save, like we learned in the mind. Madrega from Atzmus, which is above Koshikosu, there's a remez to that in other pasuk. Kashiyema Mishalak Admeini says the Medrash. Mishalak Admeini is Torah, which is a much of Kadmeina Shalaylam. In the sense of Kadmeina Shalaylam, Kadmeina Shalaylam is the primordial, which is Kadmein. That Kadmein L'chol Agdumi, that means Atzmus, which goes with Torah Da'asher Hashem. Torah B'Shalach explains that the meaning of Torah. B'Meile Zeh Shal Torah Nema. Okay, so that's one point. So that's another remez we have here. It says in pasuk kol havai b'koyach, which is the kol havai is Torah. Why is it b'koyach? The kamoi sheilas anasham lamati b'koyach gvurim technic. There's enough. We learned earlier on the mind that the sheilas anasham lamati is called vayipach. Why vayipach? Because the fich is b'koyach. When you blow, you have to the entire energy is into the blowing. So it's a very strong. Why? Because that's to be Yerida Lamata. Yerida Lamata, like I said earlier again, that the biggest Ein HaRoich is Neshama Beguf. You even said something very radical, that it's even more in the other than yesh ma'ayin. It's more than b'ri yesh ma'ayin. He'll explain in this Maimah something I think we didn't learn in any other. I don't remember learning it in any other Maimah. Hayiridas and Neshama Beguf is even more of a wonder than creation, because he said creation Ein Yesh. There's some kind of the Ein is Shaykh La Yesh. The Neshama Beguf are taught mamish opposites of it. The Neshama to be erer than Guf. That's the Vayipach. It's the expression of the koyach. Koyach means a strength, the ultimate strength. That I explained that the Yeridus on Neshama is an expression of the highest madrega of Gilui Atzmos. So he says the same thing. The man enough with the koyach comes from the inner strength of the one of blows. So then the nimshal means it comes from the highest madrega l'mayla. That there's also Yeridus on Neshama. That's why kol havaya b'koyach b'chines atzin sof. Like it says there's the lashon in Medrash in the Gemara. It's a famous another question. It's a famous question. Why does it say pi gvura? Why that gvura? So here in our mind, that's explanation. That b'chines koyach gvura. In order for that to happen, that the neicha v'leilacha should be nimshach in this world, you need b'chines gvura daf. So that is what the Medrash says. Pile is adonani flois. It's a higher madrega than pele stam. The shloima, another remes, the koil prinas hamshacha v'gilui. So the word of koil. What?
I'm sorry. So what has to do with asmod with gevura? I mean,
gvura means strength.
Yeah.
So the strength. Strength means it's a special strength which is above the regular hamshacha. It comes from an inner strength. That's what gvura means. Like man the nafach mit teichen nafach, just like when we blow, it comes from the inner strength, from the essence. So the same thing here. Gvura means that in order for matan Torah to happen, it had to be hamshacha from the inner strength, from atzmos. That's the point he's making.
So saying that the gevur, the asmos is the bechinat, because it's like very strong, the flow or revelation.
Yeah. The koilam shacha v'gilui. Now he says another point. The lashon koil bichlal. What does sound mean? What does sound versus silence? When something is in silence, everything stays put. When you say koil, sound means hamshacha v'gilui. Something is drawn. Something is moving. See, not just moving. It's mizgal. It's zer she'elam b'koile. It says the lashon of Medrash is she'elam b'koile pile plois. Zer she'elam b'koile hamshachas v'gilui pile plois. It's not just that the atzmos is there. It's mizgalus. You feel atzmos. Zer v'cholam ois hakoilos. Now we're coming back to the pasuk from the beginning of the Maimah. Cholam ois hakoilos. We saw the koilos means. This is not because the chidush matan Torah, the novelty of Torah is the Torah mitzvah is amshachas ha'atzmos, unlike by the opposite. That is why it's in Dvarim Gashmi, because atzmos is nimshal Dvarim Gashmi. Matan Torah shagilach nesayin sof mishum zeh nemo b'Torah dvarim pshutim dafka, like you just said. V'al kein matan Torah b'koil b'zebrokim b'koil shefa chazak moitpol. So we explained, we answered the question at the beginning of the Maimah, what is the special about Matan Torah and why it's connected to Gilui Koila Shefa. Not Koila, you didn't say Koila Shefa, Roim is a Koilas. The Koila is the Koila for Pile Plois, was Nisgal and Matan Torah. So go back to the beginning the second time.
I'm sorry, just 1 second before you go. So Roim is a Kolot.
Yes.
So meaning what? So how is it? How did he explain that? This point?
No, he didn't explain the Roim. He didn't explain the Roim. The Roim didn't. It means the koilas, the gila in Matan Torah was the gila of the koilas. He didn't explain the Roim Sanishma here. That's a man, Roim Sanishma. That's not what he is explaining. Why the koilas why there was koilos, why there was the koilos represent two things. First of all, there's a big rash gadol, and also the koilos, the giloy of that madrig of the pilit laws.
Sure.
Okay, let's go back to page Kuf Samar Dalet. We'll say, hopefully the second time we'll understand better. Right. Shabbos Israel Ches. Page Kuf Samar Dalet. Kol Amar Zakos La Pegam Zakos La Shefer V'Isa Medrash Shabbos Shmois Parsha Hey. It's in Medrash on this pasuk. So Shmois Parsha Hey is the Parsha Hey. Okay, check what it is. Hado who the ksiv. That's what the Medrash says. Hado who the ksiv. That's what the pasuk says. In year yarim keil b'keil niflos. I think it was in year. The Eiveshter with the thunder, with his sound, one this Maui yarim. What it means thunder? Shenos na Kadosh Baruch Hu Teil b'Sinai. That's what the Medrash says. When the Eibishter gave in Hasina Hera B'Koila L'Yisrael Piliploim, because the lashon is Niflois. He says, what did he show? B'Koila L'Yisrael Piliploim. That's a message that the pasuk Keil Niflois it talks about Matan Torah. Sorich La'avi. So we have to understand. Yes, it doesn't ask the question at the beginning. Just ask the question in Inyan. Why was there such huge thunder and what is the word for Rash? Big I'm not sure the word. A lot of noise. The majority of the Aseres Hadibos that were given Matan Torah are simple things. Obvious it's obvious things that the own human mind would tell you have to do them. You don't need the Eibush to come tell you not to kill, not to lie.
So the answer to that is according to the last we just learned, is because it's asmut, therefore they weren't peshutim.
Yeah, that's why there was a rash, because rash is an expression of some huge pele and huge wonder.
No, but he said the last line of the Maimon said, "B'matan Torah shaya gilu bechlan asmut duran sof mishum zeh ne'emru b'Torah devarim peshutim davko." What's the connection? Why? Because it's asmut davko devarim peshutim.
Yeah, because Dvarim Pshutim means it laws itself in the very simple things. It's like Dvarim Gashmi. Dvarim Pshutim means it's not some changing of it's within reality, within our simple experience, we feel Atzmus. Atzmus tells us so that's the same idea of Dvarim Gashmi. The Rebbe says Nimshach in our own reality, in our own it's not changing us. It's coming into our own world, and he expresses his rotzen. So that's an expression of atzmus. That's what the Omaima was talking about. How atzmus expresses himself dafken in dvarim gashmim and dvarim pshutim. Similar. Dvarim gashmim pshutim means our own comfortable natural reality. With that dvarim pshutim is a similar concept of dvarim gashmim, which means our own. It's not changing anything within our own world. He comes and tells us it means which is to us obvious. That's why he by being the kindness of that's how we reach him. He tells us it's not just that. In other words, your own experience, your own day-to-day experience. That itself is holiness, and it has an expression of his will, of the Ratzon Hashem.
Is a fact, is a statement, or is it just the reason?
So what's the difference?
In other words, it's just because it's asmut, therefore, because it's coming very high, therefore it can be melubash devarim peshutim mamosh, or
not just can be, it must be. Like you said, dvarim pshutim, dvarim gashmim, they express the ultimate gilui of atzmus.
Why? That's what I'm saying. So because it's lower. You know, saying it's a statement. It's a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact.
The reason doesn't explain, is it? Why is it like this?
The explanation, that the explanation is he brought the dogma from giving a child. The explanation is that we want to know, but all kinds of color gavayis are the matters. I want to know what the explanation, because anything that's it's basically the same idea. It says always Chassidus about the Yesh Haniva, our own experience. The Ebershtel's etzem is expressed not.
See, here is saying last line is saying that להיות ישחט שוט מתן תורה היא שהתורה ומסעודיהם המשכת העצמות ולכן נתלבשו בדברים גשמיים. That's the reason why it wasn't because.
Yeah.
It doesn't say. It's just saying a state because it's very עצם הקדוש ברוך הוא, therefore was מסלבש דברים גשמיים.
No. So that's the question.
So the question is because it's so high, therefore comes so low. You know what I'm saying? Is what we are saying, as you mentioned. It's the whatever is higher goes to the lowest. But it doesn't say that.
It said that in the Maimah. The whole Maimah was talking about that. The last line is Mekatza. It said earlier in the Maimah on page Kuf Ayin. The whole thing of Kuf Ayin. The
last 5 lines.
Yeah, but sometimes that was a kitzah what it said earlier in the Maimah. In page Kuf Ayin, he says that Masha Bashua Gashma Zempneshu Atzmi. That's the point he made in page Kuf Ayin. It's the point the ultimate expression. Just like like we have the meaning Mashalim, that a person who can explain something, have a Talmud. The smarter the person is, the lower he can explain, the better he can explain it to the simple Talmud. So the lower you can get is an expression of the highest. That's general speaking. Okay, so that's the explanation he gave you on page Kufayin. The fact that he can reach so low is because it comes from very high. That's the simple. I can call it simple. That's the explanation Chassidus always gives. There's also a little more complicated, not complicated, a more different way to put it. It's like we say in our own experience. The way you can, if you want to reach very far, the fact that you can lower yourself to someone who is away from you. So in the Giluim, if you're in a state of Giluim, if you express your own being, your own ego, your own intellect, so it's impossible for you to lower yourself, because then you're running away from yourself. You're blocking yourself. But your own etzem, your essence, which is above any. It's not affected by any outside influence. It's pure essence that lets you go as far as you want, because you don't feel a lowering. You don't feel a descent by going as far as possible. So the further you go, the deeper it comes from a deeper place. That's the explanation of that concept. The get atzmus, we can say sometimes talks about this havas mina atzmus, creation in general. The only atzmus because he is not, his existence doesn't depend on anything. His existence is pure, so it doesn't. He can express itself by creating something outside of himself. Yesh ma'ayin. That talks about Bria Shmai. Similar in a similar way, the word Gashmi. Gashmi means what is word Gashmi means things that they're often independence. They feel that they exist on their own. They don't feel the etzem. Similarly, the word Pshutim, things that are logical to us. We don't need God to tell us that. When He tells us that, means it's not. He's not coming here to express himself, Giluim. It's the etzem. He says, it means he tells you something that you know yourself. Now he is there, because his being there is not from the madrig of Giluim, that he wants to interfere with your life, that he wants to show that he is in charge. Forget, he's there. He's there because he's the etzem. He's everywhere. Eined Milvade. So the Eined Milvade expresses itself in Dafkin Dvorim Shutim, in Dvorim Gashmi.
But here he's saying a radical statement. He's saying in the page Ein, Kuf Ein.
Yeah.
It's saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 line from the bottom. It's saying וכן התורה נתלבשו בהלכות גשמיים להיות שזהו בכלל המשך העצמיות וזהו
זה יכול להיות רק דברים גשמיים.
זהו, רק. This is the word רק is confusing. וזה יכול להיות רק בדברים גשמיים.
Because in other words, where do we feel? Where is it expressed? Only in Dvarim Gashmim, because it's very much to the muscle that he had before from procreation. The having of a child is only Dvarim Gashmim. The child is created from something Gashmi from the father to the child. That's in the muscle. But Dvarim Gashmim. Atzmis cannot express itself in Giluim. Like that's what I just explained this minute. That in Giluim means I want to be here. You should feel that I'm there. I want to express myself. See, if I want to express myself, Giluim, there's a limit of how I can go, because otherwise Dvarim Gashmim is not Tefes Makom tzad Giluim. Dvarim Gashmim is something which interfere with my Giluim. Eined Milvadoi. So there can be Dvarim Gashmi. That's inside the Gilui. But Etzem is above Gilui, so you can be even in Dvarim Gashmi. So that aspect is expressed Dafkin Dvarim Gashmi. Dafkin something which is my opposite, which feels its own being, its own independent being. Like Dvarim Gashmi, physical objects, they feel they don't exist. They don't need anything. Or it's like Dvarim
Yeah, I'm sorry interrupting. So I'm saying my problem is I saying יכול להיות רק בדברים גשמיים. It's a rak. The word rak, that is a little, to throw you out. Saying why? Of course, it has to be in the דברים גשמיים. You see it, yes, as you mentioned. כל הגובה ביותר יורד, דווקא כל למטה ביותר. But the saying להיות יכול להיות רק בדברים גשמיים. Saying it's not rak. It could be anywhere. It could be. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose this to be in here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I understand the saying. Okay, that is the point that he's making this maimer. That's just this maimer. Rak means the way we express atzmus is only in Dvarim Gashmi, because anything that's ruchni, and there's ruchni that's not atzmus. If it's ruchni, it's expression of a spiritual strength. It's not the atzmius. It's his gilui. Where do we feel? Where do we feel the expression from the etzem itself? Only in things that are gashmi, things that don't have the mile of gilui. Okay. It's 8 o'clock already. So maybe we'll continue tomorrow the discussion. Okay, it's a very you're making a very good point, obviously. But that's one. This is like one of the things that Chassidus talks a lot about. The atzmus is expressed after the Dvarim Gashmi. Okay, hopefully we'll continue tomorrow. All right.
Cool. The bris is 9 o'clock in Merkaz Sefarad. My grandson.
Oh, Mazel Tov. I'll try to make it. Thank you.
It is about Ulam Chano, the same level. There's another shul, the Sephardic
shul.
Oh,
yeah, really? Wow. Okay. Ulam Chano. Okay.
Where's that on Crown? And first of all, I daven at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, Crown and Albany. So come after you finish, say L'chaim if you can.
Okay.
If you like, you're gonna be there.
Yeah. Okay. 10 o'clock. Okay. Amen. Thank you. Mazel Tov.